Hi everyone. Um, this is Francisco. So I'm just recording this quick video because I'm watching this SpaceX. I mean NASA. Um, it says NASA SpaceX crew 6 mission splashes down. Official NASA broadcast. So I was looking down. I was looking at the splashdown um, video here of these the crew that came from space or the ISS or whatever. And I um, I think that this vessel here should be should be picked up by a crane, a massive crane that will, that's magnetic, and then it can put it like on top of on top of the ship on top, like in a pool area. That way it can still cool down, this thing because I think they were saying that this thing is traveling at it was traveling at I think 17 miles per hour, 1700 miles per hour, or 1400 miles per hour when it was coming down. Um, and so obviously it needs to cool down in the water. Um, so right now there's like a bunch of little boats, and they open this up. I mean, this is my first time watching this, so maybe they do have something like that to recover this thing. Um, I don't really know exactly how they do it. That or I think they should have like some type of boat that will, you know, grab onto it with claws or something because SpaceX, they're always doing something new, and I just think all this rocking and the crew, the recovery crews, the recovery crew, they're dealing with their boat rocking and then this thing rocking. So if it grabbed onto it, it would just be like them walking on a big ship, and it will be moving at the same time, while that thing at the bottom is still it will still have contact with the water. That type of thing. So there's pretty much like two boats, two boats into one. So let's look at that. So I think it's something like this. I don't know, multi-hull trimaran, multi-hull catamaran. I don't really know how to pronounce that. Um, but yeah, this is the idea here. There's two boats. There's one over here, and then there's one over here, something like that. And then it'll grab onto that thing, and it will even be it'll grab onto it, and then it'll start taking it to shore or something like that. Obviously, these the sails are not required because we have um, engines, propellers, or whatever those things are called, um, on a boat. But like, look at this one. Even if it grabbed onto it, like there is like like the lander SpaceX um, arm. Wait, lander? Hold on. I mean, because I don't really know. Either you guys can use like one of those massive, um, magnetic, um, cranes, and they use these for vehicles, okay? And they're heavy duty. Yeah, these right here, and they pick up a ton of freaking metal. So it's either something like that, um, to quickly take the crew out of this, out of the ship, you know? Especially if it was like an emergency case. You guys don't want to keep the crew in there. And at the same time, because they were saying something about the recovery team. The recovery team on here, basically, they were, you know, driving around in their boats, like around this thing. Um, so they could even have fire extinguishers, like CO2 to cool it down, or they could even like they could spray it down so it could cool down really really fast, like rapidly. That way they can get the crew out ASAP. But I don't really know, protocol and all that. I don't really know if they need to stay in there for at least 30 minutes to an hour. Um, if it's mandatory or not, I don't really know. Okay, so um, I think this is the arm for the lander. No, this is a rocket. But I'm talking about the 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 rocket that comes back down. Yeah, this. So it has the arm. Okay, so technically the same thing with the little arm. Um, on the boat, he'll have something like that to grab this thing, and it'll lock it into place. It'll basically clamp or hook together somehow, um, and they'll be able to ride the boat. I think it'll be better on the backside. That way, if it's in the backside, and they're hauling ass to shore, all the heat vapors and everything will be left behind, and it won't go all over the crew. The front side. So I think it would be better to have those arms in the backside. They'll grab onto it, and then it'll just take off from that point on to shore. See, and these are the boats right here. This is where it landed, when it landed, I mean. And then immediately the boats went over there. Um, so the other thing as well that I think would be good is like something to reel the the parachute. So they said something about the crew, the recovery crew picking this stuff up. I don't know if they just unhook it and connect it to their boats or whatever. But they obviously know what they're doing, you know. So I was just thinking about this, and look at that. One of the guys is up there on the ship. and that's not very safe. I think. I don't know. See how he's climbing up there? Because if there's strong currents, if there's very very strong currents, obviously, I think you guys plan ahead for these type of scenarios. So, um, obviously, you guys are not going to land on a like in the middle of a rainstorm, probably, right? Or like a hurricane um, type of scenario. But you guys can, with a big ship. If you guys have a big ship, like even like the battleships, like like this, technically, you guys, these things can handle being out there in you know um, some messed up weather. It's either that or like even a submarine would be good because the vessel submarine because the vessel, the capsule, whatever that thing that comes from space, it's already um, airtight. So technically, even the submarine can pick it up from the or clamp it from the bottom up, or the top of the submarine can have a a massive magnet above it, so it will detect this thing right here. I don't know what it's called, and then it will go right above it, and then electricity. I mean, the magnets will attract. It will attract it to the submarine, and the submarine will be able to take it, um, like to to the um, to the shore, and obviously the submarine can stay down while the thing is up here, and um, that's when people can be there to open it up and get the crew out, and you guys can have jets ready to take these people home. Um, obviously, medical, the news media, possibly even their family members right there on site, ready to greet them. It's kind of like when soldiers come back from battle, like soldiers um, coming back home um, at an airport. So yeah, like this. So the thing, the capsule will be right there, and then they'll open it up, and immediately they'll just come out, and their family will be there to greet them, and then they could go home from there, or they can go to wherever they need to go from that point on. But like this is my first time ever witnessing this type of footage. Okay, so I don't really know what's going to happen after this. I don't. So I mean, you people know what you guys are doing. Um, Maybe this is the safest way for this to for everyone to continue doing it this way. I was just bringing up some ideas, on the table for all of you to consider. You know, Um, because look at what they're doing. He's up there doing something, and he could technically fall and hurt himself. Especially if this is a crew. What if they're on unconscious, or what if they get injured or something like that, and then they're opening this up in the middle of the ocean, you know, or like what if their boats malfunction or something like that? I don't know. Like there's so many other things that can happen or go wrong, and it's all about minimizing those those possibilities to the lowest common denominator, right? The lowest common denominator. Um, so I think that they're getting the crew out right here. Like I don't know how they do it. I don't know if they. Oh, they he put a rope. They put a rope around this, and I think they're going to drag it. See, so I mean, my idea is not that bad because they won't have to do that. The boat would just go, clamp it, and kind of like the arm thing, like I was telling you guys for the rockets, the SpaceX rockets, the reusable ones or whatever, and then they just go right here and they land and it grabs onto it. So the same type of thing. Um, for this, I honestly don't even know what the heck this is right here. Oh, I think this might be. Oh wait, I think they are going to pick it up and like set it on here. Okay, so they're going to pick it up and then set it on this thing. But I don't even know if it's like um if it's going to continue that cooling process right here. I'm sure they have it all covered, but I think that they should have water from the ocean, you know, spraying on it or something like that to cool it down if it's hot. I don't know. Like I don't know anything about this, but I know it's a re-entry um it's a re-entry vessel um from space, um and then it's like a hot plate, and I want to know how hot it gets. Oh, how hot does a space capsule get on re-entry? 5,000 degrees. See, so obviously right there is probably not that hot because the soldier man, that recovery team guy, was on top of it over here. Yeah, right here. He's on. He's all over that thing. So, I think by that time it had cooled down. But let me see. I'm looking at this is 133, and the the landing right there was 133. So it was 5, 2, 2, 3. It only took like 23 minutes or something like that. I mean, from the 118 to the point where he was on it, right there at 1 1 129. So it didn't really take them that long, maybe like 10 minutes, right? Yeah, because it was at 118. 10 minutes later, he's already all over that thing. So it actually cooled down pretty fast in the ocean. Um, but it's probably still very hot, you know. Um, that I mean, it's probably not burning him because of the ocean. But I don't really know. Like this is my first time witnessing this stuff. So let's look at this. Yeah, so right here they're picking it up, and you guys can see that they're using some type of hydraulic system right here, right here, and then on on the other side. So they're picking it up, and then they set it on here, which wasn't that bad actually. But let me see. From the point it was at 118, and right here it's about to be um, like 118. Like say let's just say 120 all the way to 150. That's 30, 40, 50, 30 minutes later. So 30 minutes later, it's on the ship, which is not bad. Um, but if like Elon Musk and all you people might figure out that yeah, the faster you guys can grab it, this little egg looking thing, the capsule egg, just grab it and then put it in this nest. That's the way I see this thing as a sensitive little egg, and then it goes on its nest right here, the housing. Um, and then obviously if it needs further cooling, it needs to have either um, the CO2. I think CO2 for cooling. So yeah, CO2 can be injected like onto the metal, so it could rapidly cool down the um, the capsule. rapidly for cooling rapidly. So you guys already know about all that stuff. Um, let me see here. Let me see here. And then so they basically um, put it on there. The crew's still in there, and I think they're aware, according to the screens here, I think they're aware that they're on the ship and it has landed. Like on here, like they have placed it on the nest thing. Um, or another way to look at it is this is the male, and then this is the female. You know, um, like connector pieces for uh, PVC connectors, um, male and female connectors. Okay, so there's such a thing as male and female. What is the difference between male and female PVC connectors? You know, so pretty much you guys can read that for yourselves. Pause the video or whatever. So that's another way to look at it. Um, to describe this more professionally, but simple stuff. So it's on there, and it looks like there's a guy here, a man, who's going to be opening this. So I think, or they might be clamping it in place so it won't fall. Dragon recovered on recovery vessel. See, so technically, this recovery vessel, um, uh, they call it the Dragon recovered on recovery vessel. So this recovery vessel is exactly what I'm talking about. Like the idea for the boat thing. So it can technically go there and it can grab onto it like the magnet. I mean, I don't know how you people would want to go about it, but a magnet like this would be good as well. Um, so instead of the guy having to go on there and put the rope around and stuff like that, and risking his life, risking himself getting contaminated or whatever, um, it'll be better if the crane thing came out um, and attached itself to the very top of this thing or something like that. Or it could even have like a spider effect. So the egg will be down here, like an egg. I don't know. And then it will just like get stuck in different areas, different parts, and it'll like basically hook or something like that. That or you guys can design it where it could have some type of like hook. So when the arm goes down, you know they can hook basically. Like I'm thinking about one continuous kind of something like this all the way around. So when the arms come, it'll basically be like that. The arms. Oh no, like this. I'm sorry, like this all the way around. So when the arms come, it'll just hook onto that. You know, like a simple pattern. That's all it really comes down to. It's a simple pattern, and then it will they'll basically do the same thing but faster. And I think that if it's not already being done right now with some type of cooling device or generator or whatever is required to cool this thing down, the egg, then um, that would need to be updated as well. So right here, they're messing around with all these strings and stuff, these ropes. Um, so with the crane thing, it won't be required because everything's pretty much electrical. Um, so it's electrical when it picks it up. You know, like the like these images are revealing. It's all electrical, I think. And then they they flip the switch and all these metals just fall or something like that. So they activate it and it picks up all this metal stuff, and then they flip the switch. They flip the switch, and metal the metals fall down. So obviously, you guys would have to look into all that to determine which would be the best um, route to take. That or it could have one big freaking ring here, and the fucking crane can just hook it or something like that. I mean, I don't know. So also this thing is like it's like a conveyor belt. So it's moving. Okay, so this is going to be the like the platform. So when they open the door, they can come out right here on this platform. Dragon hatch opened. So that means that they opened. I was trying to see if over here it showed the door opening or something, like on the computer, but it didn't. I mean, because it would be good to know. I mean, for the crew to know when it opens. So right here it says dragging the hatch open. I would have thought that it would have shown like a door opening on the computer for them to know about it, for them to be aware of it as well. But I'm sure they're fully aware of that. But yeah, anyway. So so it looks like the hatch door opens upwards, as you guys can see right here. Um, because you guys will see it right now. Watch. Wait, what the hell? There's a guy right there. Hold on. So this is like a window, I think. Yeah, but anyway, right here they opened it, and it looks like it just slides open upward. And then these guys are right here. It looks like he has the SpaceX logo, United States flag. I don't know what it says in the back. They don't even have like, I don't know if these are non-slip shoes or boots, but they don't look like it. But I mean, if they're not, that needs to be enforced for security reasons, for safety, code enforcement. So he's in there taking pictures. So obviously, this guy is a different person because look, he's looking directly at the crew, and right there, they're looking at each other. Right there, they're looking into the ship, or into the vessel thing. So right here, it's already at 2. So remember, it touched down at 1:18. So let's round up to 1:20, 1:30, 1:40, 1:50, and then 2. It's been 40 minutes. 4 minutes later, the hatch is opened, and it looks like they're about to get the crew out. What the fuck? This is fucking with my eyes. Um, so it looks like one of the crew members actually goes in there. Yeah, he's like, doing something. See, these are definitely no. I don't think these are like. These are just like regular sneaker shoes. So it looks like they gave them water. See that? They have water bottles. But they were drinking water. I thought I just seen them drinking water. I don't know. I'm sure they are. I'm sure they did. Or maybe they already have water in their spacesuit. I don't know what the water was for. Oh, look at that. They're like putting like a little. They installed a little ramp thing. So I'm pretty sure these are like trained firefighters as well, because they know all about fire and heat, you know, and I mean 5,000 degrees for that capsule when it lands or when it's coming the reentry, 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit. That's insane. That would be your guys' steak, well cooked, super well cooked. It would turn into a meteorite. So look at that. The the astronaut guy is safely on the ship on the wait. What do they call it again? The recovery vessel. So the astronaut stepped out of the capsule and onto the recovery vessel ship, and that was the first astronaut that came out. Right there, he comes out at 2:10. So just about close to an hour later from the point that they landed on the ocean and the recovery crew went and they got the vessel, loaded it on the recovery um, vessel, the recovery ship, recovery something vessel. Well, anyway, yeah, all that, the whole procedure there, it took just about like an hour. And they did say that in the beginning over here. They said that it would take at least 30 minutes to an hour. So they know exactly what they're doing. But I was just thinking that it would be pretty cool if this can be reduced. The time can be reduced for them to come out quicker. So obviously they're not allowing them to walk. Even from the moment he got out. And and I think I know why, because they need to recover and stabilize themselves from like no gravity in space and then entering gravity or something like that. And then obviously the reentry, so they can feel like I don't know if nauseated is the right word to use. And I don't even know what nauseated means. Um, but I was thinking more like dizzy. They might feel dizzy, um, and like almost unconscious. But that's why they train. They train for all this. Obviously they do. So that's why I think they're on on this like cart thing. And I think all of them, all six of them, when they come out of here, they're going to be in these things. Um, and I don't know how far it is where they landed to the actual like to land. So I don't know if it's going to take like 30 minutes to an hour just to drive the boat um, from there all the way, to the shore. And I don't know if they have like a place they can go under, like where they can have shelter and warm. But we're about to find out, I think. So they got the other guy out. They put him on the stretcher thing. That's two, three, four. Look at his face. I just seen four. So maybe they left two other guys up there in the ISS or something. I have no idea. But I just seen four guys. And even in the beginning of the video, it just showed four guys. One, two, three. Oh wait, it only showed three. Yeah, I remember. One, two, three. Yeah, I don't even know where the fourth guy was at. Okay, right here. Because I remember I think one of these guys were sleeping. I think they were praying or something, or meditating or relaxing. It's part of their training. Okay, so yeah, obviously there's one, two, three, four guys there. But right here it says NASA's SpaceX crew six mission splashes down. Crew six mission splashes down. So I don't really know too much. Oh, or what if a helicopter can just pick them up? Why send all these boats and people out there? Cause look at, oh yeah, and look at this. This look like the Hello Kitty um icon. See that? Hello Kitty icon. Like it looks like a little cat, like an outline of a cat right there. Especially right there. Look at that. And this is because it's so. I mean, this thing is super super hot. You know, like they said, 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit. So the infrared camera or whatever um, just captured like the outline of the vessel. But oh yeah, but let me see. So it lands and everything, and we see that there's a helicopter right there. You see that? So technically, like this massive crane thing, this massive magnet. This one has like the little claws. Um, it could have the same can be true for a helicopter. This thing can be attached to a helicopter and they can pick it up and then take it to the coast right away without having to use more resources, the gas, you know, risking people's lives, going out there. They're climbing out of their boats to put this rope around the capsule to put it on the recovery, or I forgot the terminology, to put it on this thing, the recovery vessel. So there's different ways. I just described a ton of designs that you guys can play around with and maybe even experiment on, and you guys can determine what would be the best approach. Obviously, if people are landing in the same spot every single time, it says launch America. I mean, I don't know where these people are landing. Let me see if I can find real quick, scan um, Florida. It says off the coast of Florida. So if we look at Google Maps and we just look at Florida real quick, so it's somewhere around here. So if they're landing there every single time, then technically they can do um, like the recovery team through helicopter, right? They can just have, or even one of these. This one will be super cool. But either way, um, um, so yeah, like even one of these, that or it could be one of these, like this, right? It could be a helicopter that goes, picks it up, and takes it, the capsule, to to a place, um, to a building or something where you know, like like a hospital, like where professionals can look at these astronauts immediately upon re-entry from space. and they'll have everything there in case they get injured or they need to perform surgery on them or whatever the case may be. I don't know. Because we never know what's going to happen. It's either that or like something like this with this big old ship here, and the vessel can be, it can pick it up, and then they can put it in here to the bottom, and then it can close, and then they could have the same type of recovery vessel idea, but within the helicopter, and then it could go and land or something like that. I don't know. I don't really know. I'm just like thinking out loud and trying to spark some type of inspiration or ideas to all of you. So so yeah, if these let me see, SpaceX Florida location. So it's right here, SpaceX. All right. Um. So technically, all you guys would have to do, I don't know. See, I don't know how far this landing is. I don't know if the landing's all the way over here in the fucking middle of the what is this? Let me see. Northern Atlantic Ocean. Like I don't know how far, these little vessels are landing. So by the time they take the crew all the way over here in a fucking boat, I mean, I think it would be better, respectfully, if you know, the helicopter picked up the vessel, brought it over here, and then voila, they're home, just like that, without the crew risking their lives out there, and they can't even see. And then what if the weather is severe? What if there's some severe fucking weather? Or like, what if upon re-entry, a fucking hurricane just comes in or something like that? Um, or like a lightning strike come, or I don't know, something dangerous. And let me see, I didn't really get a good picture of this recovery vessel. But the last thing these astronauts should go through is like temperature differences as well. So if they're out there in the elements, that's not good. If it's windy and the ship is creating a ton of water moisture and is landing on their suit, that can get them sick. And then not just that, but um, not just that, but if they are taken from a helicopter over here to like a hospital area, um, then they can go through. like a sterilization um, procedure. They can go through some type of sterilization procedure. Oh shit, hold on. For astronauts. Um, so, and by that I mean um, like sterilization and sanitation. But I think it means the same thing. But maybe it'll change the results here, the images, and it's not. Um, but I remember I was watching a movie, and before they can board a ship, they would enter like this room, and water will come down and wash them and sterilize them, and then they'll step out of this room, and then the clothing will be right there for them. You know, their space uniform will be right there, and then they'll be able to go and do their thing on the spaceship. So the same should be kind of true with this. Um, you know, to kill any bacteria or whatever from space, it possibly. So they will land. The helicopter will pick them up, take them there. They'll um, get pulled out of there, and like surgical doctors. Well, it's part of the sterilization procedure for astronauts. Um, like sterilization procedure, um, surgical. So let's just type in surgical. So the surgical team will be ready, like doctors, professionals, and like how they came out of the capsule, and how they were placed on the on the stretcher thing. Well, the same will be true, and it's kind of like a wash washroom massage type of thing. Um, Pretty much to go into surgery, even though they're not going into surgery, it'll just be you know um, a way for them to relax, a way for them to come back to Earth, and if they want to take a nap right there, they'll be able to, that type of thing. Or if they think they're fine and they want to check out, they can check out, and then they can go and meet their family, their loved ones right there. Like this one, yeah, like this. So they could even step out of the building. They can step out of they can technically step out of a door to meet their family. They don't have to, you know, do all this because I understand now that there's a huge different, a completely different procedure. Okay, so it's like stepping out of a hospital, you know. So once they're ready to step out, they can step out and meet their family, that type of thing. But yeah, I don't know. These are just my thoughts on this whole idea, this whole thing. And as I was watching this video, I just instantly thought about that because I was looking at all this when they landed. Right there, they landed, and they're checking for signs of like radiation or whatever, um, any anything that might be toxic. Um, so I don't really know what the best approach would be. I don't know if a helicopter would be better, or this recovery vessel, or um, I just don't know. But even or like the airplane thing, like this one. This one kind of is like the submarine, but with the ability to fly. So either way, it can go in there, and they could technically do the same thing. They can have a washroom, like surgical doctors remove their clothing, clean them, um, and give them clothing, and check their 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 blood, their heartbeats per minute. Like in a hospital. So they could do all that. Hospital, vitals, like all this stuff. So once they're in the clear, obviously it looked like that's what they were doing over here. When they remove them from the capsule and then put them on here, it looks like they're about to go do something like this. So they could so they can make sure that they're okay. They don't have any injuries, any brain um, any you know injuries or whatever the I don't know the whole procedure thing. You know, I mean I can just imagine. So that plus the washing, cleaning them, sanitizing everything, because after all they just came from space and possibly from the ISS space station or something like that. So just to be on the safe side, it would be it's obviously um, wise um, to just sterilize everything. All right. Um, Let me see here. Yeah, but other than that, um, that's pretty much it. That's why I recorded this video. But yeah, I think that they should do all this and even like offer a massage, the whole 9 yards. It's because obviously, I mean, a lot of people don't understand. They think they might think it's like getting in an airplane or a car or even a train, but these people were traveling super super fast, and the vessel reached 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit. So this has to be taken very very seriously. Everything about it, you know. So this plus massage, full wash, the whole 9 yards, and then fresh linens, fresh clothing, and then if they want to take a nap, even during the massage for like an hour or 2 hours, that way they can relax and just come back to earth, and feel, so they can feel the gravity and feel so they can feel and and restabilize themselves. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Um, because there is these things that they look into, like and I think it's called like, it might be even like therapy for astronauts, therapy for astronauts, um, restabilization, restabilization procedure. And it's probably in this article right here. See this reentry thing? I don't know. You guys know what I'm talking about. I really want to do the research um, while I'm recording, like going to websites and stuff like that. But you guys get the idea. I can click on it. The reentry, how do astronauts get back to Earth? So I'm sure they talk about stuff like that. Um, but yeah, yeah, because in space there is no gravity. Is there gravity in space? Some people think that there is no gravity in space. In fact, a small amount of gravity can't be found everywhere in space. Gravity is what holds the moon in orbit around Earth. Wait, what? It says why there's no gravity in space. It is true that as you get further from the Earth its gravitational pull weakens, but it dies off quite slowly compared to nuclear forces, and gravity never goes completely away when you get very close to some other large body, the moon, Mars, or the sun. Its gravity dominates over that of the Earth. Is there gravity in space compared to Earth? Um, it says on Earth the difference is ne- negligible, negligible, but in space objects are continuously into another object's gravity well, such as the Earth, Sun, or Moon, and experience free fall. In this situation, the objects are weightless. Whatever. I don't really get it. But there's just more. There's a lot more to this than than people who never been to space understand. And it's so obvious. You know, that's why they're not allowed to walk. Even if they are able to, I'm pretty sure they're not permitted to. They're not allowed to for safety reasons, which is it's probably just part of protocol because I was watching a movie and just recently and they did a re-entry and they even landed on land and they walked out of the capsule and I remember they even had a weapon like a futuristic laser beam gun and they were like I don't know if they were on planet Earth or they were on another planet but I think their ship was malfunctioning on them or something like that. So they were forced to land. It was just a movie, but they were able to walk. But I think just for procedure, um, they're not allowed to. They're not permitted to. And if they break those rules and regulations, they could forfeit their license. They could forfeit them from continuing their career because these people who have set the rules and laws into motion, they did it for the safety of all the people, and they're not fucking around. They do not fuck around. When it comes to safety, they do not fuck around, and there has to be order. So if they're going to enforce any type of laws, they're going to do it there because these are the new breakthroughs, the new discoveries. You people on Earth living on the streets and you people complaining and fighting over territory and stuff like that. You people are just one big waste of time. Like, people have told you people over and over and over and you people just don't listen, and they're not going to continue wasting their time trying to educate you people to be respectful, to be, um, you know, on that educational level. They're not even fucking with you guys anymore, especially not on that level. They're just like, whatever. These people don't want to learn. Everything's there. If they want to go to school, if they want to continue their education, everything's there. So there is no excuse. But I'm just saying this um, because I'm learning at the same time. Um, and I mean, this is unbelievable. This is crazy. This is what people in the past wish they could see. I think it would be super cool to be able to see this in real lifetime, like getting like a tour, like even being like on a ship with a bunch of other people who paid like money to watch this thing come down in a parachute. And I mean, I think that's super cool. I would love to go on a trip like that, like like a field trip type of thing. Even for kids, I think that would be super cool. I mean, it would probably be dangerous because they will be in a ship, but it's like, I mean, the only closest thing I've been to that is whale watching out here in California within the United States of America. So that's whale watching, and I saved it. I don't see. Um, oh, right here, Newport landing whale watching, and I did like it. Saved and starred places and favorites, but yeah, I've been in one of these boats. Probably this one right here, and I went with my brother, my mom, and something like that to see um, this thing landing. I think that would be super cool. But during the day though, not during the night. So just like um, being able to see the parachutes coming down and then this thing landing. Even if since like if someone were to pay for something like this, then they'll have authority, the authorization to fly around it, possibly. So these will be people who would have you know background checks performed on them, and they're checking everything before they even go. So they won't be a danger to the recovery team or to the astronauts in any way. And even on the boat itself, there could be like police officers, working for SpaceX, just to make sure that everything is, you know, good at all times. But yeah, that would be super cool to be able to experience this in real life. I mean, I don't even have the money to fly to New York. I mean, to Florida. But it would be, I guess, for people who have the money, or for students who are in this type of, like, who are going to school for these type of careers in the future. It would be good for them. Even for people living here, like, I think, or working here, I think it would be cool if they had the opportunity to go over there and record everything on their phones, and then right after they can come over here and maybe even see more. I don't know. It's just food for thought. But other than that, over and out, everyone.